NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Season 2, Episode 1.
Hello, and welcome to the table in a galaxy far, far away. I'll be your DM, David, and today we are playing Star Wars Fantasy Flight games. All three books is one, which is Edge of Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force of Destiny. It's all three books. Let's meet our players, starting with our left.
Hello everybody, this is Josh. I will be playing Locke, the Iridonian Zabrak bounty hunter.
Hey, this is Barry. I am running Grist, the Squib Shadow Sentinel.
This is Ty, playing Victus, the Twi'lek Makashi Duelist.
I'm Jessica, and I will be playing Jimothy, the Jawa Demolitionist.
Jimothy.
So, I wanted to mention this. It is a pleasure to have Jess here joining us as a player. Jess did Desperately Seeking Dathomir, our other Star Wars campaign. I recommend it highly. It's great to have you here, Jess. So, like we start out normally, let's all roll our Destiny dice. So that is going to be the white D12 Force dice, and tell me what we got, starting with our left.
2 light points. Keeping my streak.
No.
One dark.
Yeah.
One dark.
Keeping all streak 2.
Also one dark.
Oh,
Guys, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
The Force
Yes,
has
since
become out of
we
balance.
just joined a
Since
a
let's recap,
syndicate.
Yeah, let's recap what happened a little bit. There was, on the planet of Lanak, a call out to look for some helpful freelance work. A group that put themselves together took on a couple of odd jobs consisting of Locke, Grist, Victus, and Six.
You're going over last season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Real fast. Essentially, our team got together, got involved in a job that took kind of a wrong turn, and introduced them to the Black Sun Syndicate. Six was taken from the team due to her connection with the Black Sun as being the princess of the falling empire, and her uncle being one of the Vigos. Our team decided to join with the Black Sun, and it started off as Black Sun Initiates. With their new ship, new opportunities, and new paychecks, they are returning to Lanak to be men of their word and meet with KR to finish their previous contract. So as we start, Lanak, of course, is this dark system and planet. You guys are pulling in on your new ship. It has that new ship smell in it. You're pulling in the YT-2000, that Millennium Falcon customized ship with that beautiful Black Sun logo emblazoned on it. Where are you guys trying to land? Are you going to land in the upper parts where like the huts are most prevalent? Are you going to try to land back in the under part where you used to, next to
Like if we could discuss
Grist,
this
where you
coming
flying
in.
us?
I would fly us where we've been, because remember, in almost every case, I was hopping in the co-pilot
Right,
seat.
but we're going to switch it up this time, and we're going to go to wherever the huts are most prevalent, if that's not where we're already landing.
Wait, what? Where?
We remember, Chris, we need to assume at all times that they're watching what's going on with this ship. We don't want to lead them straight back to KR or anything else that we have.
Good
But
idea.
they already know who KR is. What are we hiding?
But do they know where KR is?
I mean, I don't think he's really a man of mystery.
I don't, but I'm good with that. It's a new place to land.
So you make a decision then.
I'm just saying I don't mind the extra taxi.
Hey, so normally when we come in, Six tells them like the ship name. We probably should do that before I land. I mean, like if I call in and ask for a berth space, they're gonna want something.
You know that you can always land on the like lower parts where
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much it's trash.
We could call it the Plestoon. That's a creature that carries stuff on my planet and is carrying stuff.
It sounds very phallic. The flesh tune.
No, it's not flesh.
The pontoon?
Plestoon.
The flesh
Okay,
spoon.
next.
No. All right. Well, what you're gonna make me go through? So there's an ornate plate that's used in a number of different ceremonies. The Cogna. Yep. Well, you come up with something. I'm circling right now.
Just kind of hovering.
Yeah.
YT-2000.
I'm sure
like
we
to
have
understand.
like a serial designation we can give them in the meantime.
The
can
YT-2. You
can
just want
table
me to
this.
read the stupid VIN number?
You can always try to lie and make up a name and hope they don't check it. Or, guess what? You know how Underworld
This
works.
is hut space.
You just gotta not grease some palms, but grease some tentacles or claws or palms or talons.
I still have to land it. I still have to give them something. What do you want me to do? Read the VIN?
You guys made some good money. You know what? Just land it. Screw them.
Like the red lights going up. Like, guys.
I imagine they're trying in different languages. It's
Right.
like Huttonese, like, what up, Warbo? And you're like, wait a second, nothing responds. Then it's like,
Okay, guys.
Yip, what, yip.
Nate, something. Give me something. Anything.
I'm feeling a little on the spot here.
I was too! You guys shot down everything I came up with!
Well, I mean, we should have probably talked about
I'm gonna click the thing on. Hey, so, yes, hang on. Give me a second and turn it back off again.
Gummy clusters.
You know what? Well, we're just gonna land. We'll figure it out. You got some white tokens. Do you want to just call
Well,
out some?
no, I actually
Man,
wanted. I mean,
Well, I'm
Mike,
just saying,
We're gonna-
we started the game quickly. I just think we should land. We'll talk about the ship. We tell
Okay.
them what our ship's name is.
All right.
Legitimately, we tell them what
we
the
do
name
sell?
is.
Okay, so
Can
we're
it
gonna
be
tell
called-
them the
Can it
name.
be called Falling Comets?
Calcory. The Calcory. That's what I was trying to look up.
Cal Corey?
The Calcory.
All right. So, sorry about that. We were having communications problems. This is the Cal Corey asking for berth space.
You hear it go through in different languages. Weep, jip, wop, 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 whoop, whoop. I'm essentially saying, yeah, about time. Yeah, go ahead, land. You know, I'm going to charge you an extra $200 for that.
Oh, we already
Man,
paid that
wasted
in
my
fuel. Trust me.
Yeah, and I paid that in electricity. So let's land and deal with this, all right? Oh, you hear like the guy didn't turn off the comms. New pilot's always coming.
I'm gonna lean back, crack my knuckles,
Give me that.
and if they don't actually crack, I'll do, that make it sound like I
All
am.
right.
I'm keeping a close eye on how Grist handles the ship when he
Give me
comes
that
in the land.
piloting. He's pretty much putting you on the bottom floor because you made him wait. So you're pretty much parking in like F lot of Disneyland.
Right, like there's stuff dripping from the
Yeah,
ceiling.
he's like you feel familiar.
One
When he
light.
gives- when he gives you the coordinates, you're like, this is kind of near like the sewage treatment plant. Yeah, this is a hard 2 difficulty. Sorry, an average 2 difficulty check. So that's 2 purple dice, which is the D12 versus your. This will be, even though it is a spaceship, you are on planet, so it is a planet piloting, which is essentially the same skill set.
Okay.
Gotta
Perfect.
deal with the average.
I have 1 success and 1 advantage.
Nice.
By the way, are we
Yes.
healed since we've been in space all
Yes,
this
you,
time?
you,
Okay,
you
good.
have taken
I
time
am
to travel.
not-
You are
what
fine.
about
the permanent one?
wounds?
All wounds and strain are healed. The previous season, you guys ended with obligation strain. 6 is not with you. Her story arc has finished. We have yet to start a new story. We are dealing with new unknown problems, so nothing yet has impressed itself.
So we're downstream.
You're down. Or you're back.
Yeah, we're back
upstream.
up to
Okay,
our normal
back to
maximum.
normal, all right.
Our
So take
natural
away
maximum.
that permanent -1.
All right, good. So yeah, so I land.
Yeah. So he actually, contrary to how you all trust Grist, he gets you there safely and easily. I'm assuming when you guys park, you click the lock shut. You're like, click, click, and then head over to KR's location.
Everyone remember where we parked?
It's pretty easy. You're the only ship down here, and everyone's kind of like eyeballing it, like, man, that's a pretty looking ship, and a disgusting looking part
like,
of town.
Even if it doesn't come of anything right now, or like if there's no role for it right now, but you know, while we're on our way over here and whenever we have some downtime, Locke does want to spend some time like examining the ship, the consoles, you know,
totally.
the mechanics, the engineering, and see if there's anything that just stands out as obviously like, okay, this thing is, you know,
On the
jacked
walk, on the
here.
walk over, yeah, it'll be something that's like so. It's pretty obvious that they are able to track us somehow. Do we want to have KR's guys go over it
I have a feeling, you know, we're not going to be able to find everything. But it
and
wouldn't
air
hurt.
quotes
I just,
fix
you
it?
know,
You're very quiet there, Victus. What do you think?
Are we being honest with KR about everything? Are we withholding this information?
What?
I think
Like-
that's
like what?
important to discuss.
We don't need work right now.
well, if we're asking KR to fix the ship, then
Well, that was the deal on the last one, wasn't it?
I think if we try to modify this ship, that it'll start with a bad taste in our mouth for the Black Sun.
I would be
Okay,
inclined to.
okay. So do we just tell them that we're done and presently we're between jobs, or we're not looking for work right now? Or
Lost our pilot, had to catch another ride back.
oh, that's good. And you don't think he knows that we came down in this? That?
He'll know something, but I mean, whether it's a confiscated ship or a awarded ship, maybe he won't know.
Okay. So we're going to walk over there.
Yeah, so you guys make it to KR's crusty shop, his odds and end. As you guys make it in there and the door opens, you can see KR, that little toy Darien with his broken out wings, crumpled and gone from his old age, his disgusting kind of beer gut, his large beard hanging from him as he's riding his large droid, piloting with his little feet and hands. Oh, no, you're not going to get that. No, get out of here. It's a shame, as he's kind of just yelling at different people trying to purchase items. as he turns. I'm telling you, I'm closed for the day. Come in, everyone else get the hell out of here! I don't need any of you. You all disgust me, you filthy scavengers. Coming to an old man's shop and giving him these prices. As you guys come in and everyone kind of gets chased out, you see his other droid 9 to 5 kind of sweeping people behind them.
KR, pleasure.
Oh, yes, gentlemen, come back in. I've not seen you for a few days.
I'll pat 9 to 5 on the shoulder.
Yes, have a seat. Oh, I'm sorry, where am I? Wait. 1, 2, 3. Where is 6? What happened? What's going on? Last I heard, you have done work, and now there's one of you. What has happened?
So I'm gonna look uncomfortable with just sitting there with my mouth shut, and I'm just gonna kind of look to each of them.
There was we finished the job down below on the lower levels that you had us go do. We took care of a slight smuggling operation that was going on there with a group called the Red Sand Runners. They're taken care of now, but while we were coming back to you, we were intercepted by an organization you're probably very familiar with called the Black Sun Syndicate.
You see him kind of like, you remember, he's this hunched little like creature. He kind of like sits back a little bit.
Keep in mind, I straight up walked into town
You're
with
still wearing
Black
it.
Sun
And
Syndicate gear on.
He's like, but okay. He's not saying anything. He's just, but you can see there's definitely like shock and concern, and he's definitely been eyeing your armor. His hope is that maybe someone died in it. He's just.
We were taken by them. It would seem our Falleen compatriot had an unspoken history with them.
Yes, everyone has an unspoken history with somebody. You let her go with them?
I wouldn't say let would be the operative word.
Didn't have much of a choice.
But the point is, she's not with us anymore. We'll leave it there.
You see, like, his face is going through, like, contrary to, like, his angry, like, expression, he does actually seem concerned. You see him kind of, like, holding his trunk nose, and, as he turns his little droid kind of away, and you hear, well, at least you're safe, and it looks like you gave them 1-4, you got some good armor. So you're back here with us now. You're going to be okay. I'll look after. I'll start contacting people. I'll take care of this. No one's going to come and hurt you. The Black Sun won't cause problems here.
We appreciate your concern, KR, but this whole loss to our group has been more strenuous than normal, and I think we're going to turn in this job and we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to kind of have to reassess for a little bit. Just until we can kind of get our legs back under us. I hope you understand.
Are you trying to lie, or are you just trying to hide? Like, not
I'm
say the
hide.
truth?
I'm just not saying
it's
anything.
not.
He's told him a lot of the truth.
No, exactly.
That's what's got Grist covering his mouth.
You actually see KR, like, eyeing you for a hard second. As he's like looking between the armor, looking between you and then Grist.
Well, out of character, did Vigo ever say we were signing an exclusivity agreement? Did he say we could not work for anyone else? I'm just saying, there's no reason to tell KR we can't work with him anymore.
I haven't said that.
No, I know. I'm just.
KR's putting things together. That's what I'm saying. He kind of like sits and eyes like what you've done and like what he's seen. You see him kind of like give a slow head nod. I understand the loss of a crew member can be very hard on all of us. It's bad for business.
It is. And you can probably imagine that getting out of the Black Sun facility was not easy.
No,
nor was it without its costs. And I'll leave it there.
Well, you finished the job with me, and I, as always, have to give you your due payment.
Appreciate that.
What I would hope to say to you as he begins to walk his droid around, and you can see here the cash open as he begins to count credits for you. You know, you're all great workers, and essentially when you signed your freelance work with me, I told you I would always take care of you. That doesn't count now that just you're taking the break. And you said break, you didn't say you're out of the job, you said break.
You're right. I choose my words very intentionally, KR.
So,
we hope you'll keep us in mind for future needs.
Let me say this, there is always opportunity at KR's shop. Just because you live here doesn't mean you always agree with the neighborhood, if that makes sense. I'm saying I go where the job is, where the pay is, and I respect people, sentience. So, if you ever are looking for work, you can always call.
We appreciate that.
And I'm going to look at these two. If like I say that, and then I'm going to look at each
The
of them like
moment
they're
you
going
go,
to try and
and
stop
my
me.
eyes close.
He turns. He does give you guys your credits.
And they don't seem to stop me. So when we were talking with
No, Grist.
Gulls, Crub,
Goldscrub was the Thorian that you guys were.
I'm waiting because he told me to shut, but I'm like
Okay,
throwing it
if
up.
you say Gold Scrub, I'm gonna let you keep talking. But
So
I thought you were gonna say a different name.
So when we were dealing with Ghost, so he had made some wrong decisions. What I told him is I said he should be buying his stuff from you.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm hoping.
appreciate.
Yes. So I am hoping that he starts coming to you. But if he doesn't, be aware that he's buying from somebody else, and he was buying cheap parts. That's what we figured out.
So I'm assuming you explain everything up to, and then we got attacked by Vigos. You're like,
No.
yeah.
I'm only explaining that part.
Yeah, we dealt with the Red Sands. They were the assholes.
Like we put together some, rudimentary form of a report.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
and he's like, okay, well, I'll impress upon him our good relationship and how much I've done for this community. I really appreciate it. He actually also gives you an extra 500 credits for
Just me?
Yep.
Oh, look at you.
Look at you for being the businessman. These are part of his other going away gifts as part of things you've earned. Well, I understand. It sounds like you need some personal days. As I said, you can always call me. And don't forget, I have other connections as well. If you're ever looking for something personal, maybe something a little more, as he looks at your armor, personalized, not stock, then maybe
I take offense.
Maybe
nothing I
give me
own
a-
is stock here.
Exactly.
If it is, I just haven't owned it long enough.
Yeah. So just let me know, and I'll help. I still open routes here. You're still loved here. You're still cared for here. You earn the R. You keep the R until you prove to me otherwise you don't deserve the R.
Pleasure, KR. And I walk out.
He as before you walk out, you hear his little droid comes over, and he makes it kind of kneel a little lower to you guys, and he just kind of sits there and he sticks out his regular hand and gives you a shake if you're willing to do it.
I'll reach up and grab his hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
He's
Absolutely.
He's
KR has done nothing to offend me.
may fortune always find its way into your pockets. As an old Tordarian goodbye.
Stay
I'm
well,
genuinely
KR.
sad about
Stay well, KR.
I am too. This was.
It's like going from working for the old mom and pop
I know.
to working for Walgreens. And just oh man.
Guys, we went from the old mom and pop mafia to the Walgreens mafia.
Yeah, it's a promotion, but not a pleasant one.
I'm questioning my emotions here. What's going on?
All right.
No.
Sweet.
So essentially, you guys have gotten paid. You've gotten. You said your goodbyes. You collect your belongings. And are you making your way back to?
Making my way downtown. Yeah.
Make my way downtown. Walking.
So now what? Do we fly back? I mean, we've closed off. We've gotten everything.
Now we gotta go back to the base.
Yep. So you're going back. So remember, your new base now is at asteroid XR71.
XR71. It really rolls off the tongue.
And it's in the RETEP 5 sector. So you guys are leaving the base of Linak. All that hut privilege that you didn't get to be a part of.
Yep. That was really great.
And you're coming down to
At
the...
least Black Sun treats us like we're something.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's where you get them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on, line crew, get here. So, you guys fly your awesome new ship. It doesn't seem to be a problem. So it shows you, again, how much the hut feel confident in their planet. That the fact that you can just blazingly ride in essentially an opposing gang's ship. And they're like, yeah, whatever.
Right, it's a planetary scale thing. You can't just blow
Yeah.
every ship
I'm
up.
not here shooting a gnat because I don't want to deal with problems right now.
It's not worth the bullet.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys make it back, land in that nice sector. You come in. As you're coming into the asteroid, remember this asteroid is quite large. It has multiple flashing lights. There's clearly lights around it where windows have been installed. And that lower hanging portion, open hangar, has the blue shields keeping everything from being pulled out into the vacuum of space. It looks very similar to almost like some type of alien type skull. You guys land, some of the other smaller ships are landing and going. Essentially, there's always someone patrolling your quadrants. Where are you going to go once you land?
To the spa.
Grist is going to go to the spa, I suppose. What was the name of the person from the last season that Vigo Vizoka told us to contact for an assignment? What was the name of that person?
He told you to contact Dr.
That was last week. I don't even remember.
Yeah, right. Dr. Amina. Sorry. If
Oh,
I
there it is.
mispronounced it. Yeah.
Amani.
Sorry, I mispronounced it. It's Amina, A-M-I-N-A. And that's very...
I-N-A.
And it is important because, Locke, this name is in the same language dialect of your Thorian planet. Or not your Thorian, your...
Iridonian.
He's a Thorian.
Totally
different Locke.
Totally different character. Wait, he's an Thorian Zabrak? That's so weird.
It's not Iridonian, it was a
Iridonian
Dorian.
Zabrak. So it's not just Iridonian, it's your subsect. So this is like having like a New York accent name. The name translates...
These names.
The name essentially translates to Goddess of Healing.
Whoa. And she's a doctor. Poor woman.
It's almost
Very
like
nice
someone was
voice.
blessed with a destiny. How terrible, right? That all doctors are like, "What's your name?" And you're like, "Murder Fist," and it's like, "Copy that, Enforcer. Let's get him in there." But I want to be a veterinarian. Not with a name like that. No one's gonna bring their pet to you. I'm not gonna bring my act dog here to Murder Fist.
I was essentially named after an Iridonian buffalo.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think about that? Huh?
yeah.
It's a buffalo.
Yeah.
All right.
So
As you
a
guys,
massive herd creature, hard to move and hard to tip.
I was named after the smallest moon of our planet.
God, so much canon. It's so great. I love it. As you guys are landing, as you're getting down off your loading ramp, you see a passing other initiate runs by. This looks like a mechanic, kind of like trainee. You guys are asked to report back up. The commander wants to talk to you. You gotta I don't know, something about your like crew and your ship and some assignments.
Now?
What commander is this?
Wait. Now?
Well, yeah, talk to him first. You guys still got your downtime. We know that, new initiates, you have at least a couple of days to get, reassociated. This is Commander Talon.
Wow. Just everyone's on point with these names.
So many names.
Right?
Commander Talon, General Badass.
I once worked in IT, I once worked for a manager called David Hacker.
Oh,
So,
Dude, that guy found the right job.
Yeah.
did.
I once knew a firefighter whose last name was Bernie.
I feel
That's
like
really good.
I feel like he knew what he was getting into, and he actively made that to be the point. He's like, I have to do this. It's my destiny.
I'm sorry, my name's Bernie. I must burn.
So we're told to go contact Commander Talon.
Correct. That's who we have to go talk to right
Yes.
Okay. So let's head up
Is
there.
he above Amina, or is he's a commander?
He is a commander in a sense, just like any organization. There are different ones. So she is a doctor. She's probably of a different subgroup, but you
Or like assigned to her.
Yeah, essentially, you were asked to go talk to like the local, chief, the chief of this security or the chief of this
So we're gonna just go up and talk to Captain Talon.
Commander.
Commander Talon. Okay, so as you guys make your way up the elevator, you make it to, of course, the main barracks area. You can see, or to the main second floor, where the armory, the spa, and the barracks are. You can see that one of the doors, the barracks is quite large and actually has a sub-back section. So there's the main rest area. Then behind that is essentially like officers' quarters. And then past that, there's a third section, which is the command center. In this section, you can see that the officers have kind of their own small meeting area, their own what would we call it? Ops center. The person that you assume is the commander, standing in front of this large room, and there's a hollow desk, a hollow projector table in the center. Small minor tables, those cool. They have the plastic star charts and stuff up. When you think of the Hoth base mission, it's similarly to that. Just in this beautiful black and silver layout is a female Tortuguta. So this is simply the Soka's race.
Oh wow, that's
She is red-skinned with the white and blue tendrils, heads, the lekus. Hers are pulled kind of around her and then hanging down like a scarf. She is wearing a black leather outfit with silver plasteel chest piece, pauldron, bracers, and then like leg guards. You can see her kind of looking over as you're looking at the holo chart. It's lit up. You can see that there's different star charts as she's clicking around and zooming in. You can see small little fighters resembling your guys' own forces. She's just keeping a check of what's going on. There's other staff in here besides her. They just look like comms. Some of them look like officers, but essentially they're all dealing with their own missions.
Commander Talon.
She looks up. The new recruits. Welcome. As you guys step into her office.
Did she invite us?
Yes. Come in.
Okay.
Come in.
Yeah.
Like how militant is this operation? Like, do they walk around in like
The-
squad formation, or
So-
are they just very casual?
Give me a perception check for what you would have noticed going here. This would have been 2 difficulty because you haven't been here a lot. You just kind of left and came back.
Is 2, so
2 and 2, so 2 success.
2 success, 2 threat.
So remember that your threats do affect your strain. Essentially, what you notice, they're not super militarized, but they seem to have enough. Like at least this section, you're not too familiar with the Black Sun apart from your brief interaction, but this cell seems to be pretty militarized.
So that being the case, I will attempt to fit in as best as possible, and if they stand at attention, then I will do so. If they stand shoulder to shoulder, then I will kind of fall in line.
You notice that whoever seems to be the one with the higher chevrons seems to lead in the front. Everyone else either walks slightly scanted to the sides, and everyone of course does the pulling 2 fists forward to the center part to represent the sun and the ring around it, and then give a small
We've
bow.
never been taught that.
You have never been. You've seen it.
haven't
They
gone
know.
through
They know
onboarding yet.
where you are. You understand. You guys have essentially. You signed up 3 days ago and you never got the packet on how to learn. So do you make a comment about that or anything like that?
I'm not going to make a comment.
No, I'll just do my best to fit in and assume that I'll pick up the rest along the way.
Of course. Thank you for coming so quickly. I appreciate it.
We're nothing but punctual here.
Of course. I was advised by the Vigo of your contract and how you will be working with us in our organization. As part of that, I would like to introduce you to another compatriot so that they may help you adjust to the changes in working with us.
Wait. So this is kind of like the person that teaches us how to do the hand thingy and stuff?
Yes, they have
Oh,
they have
good.
a little bit more of experience with us, and it's to help fill out your team. Most units work in teams of 3
My
in other
ears go
organization.
down. Wait a
This is
minute.
your 4th.
Wait. Somebody's joining us? Is
Yeah.
it 6?
No.
Oh.
Jimothy, please come in. You hear from behind you the door open up. So Jimothy, describe us. How do you look to us?
Sure. I am very short. I am clad from head to toe in a dark brown robe. My eyes are glowing. That's really all you can see of my face. Think of the black mages from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, get it.
Only the eyes. Yeah. But unlike most
I was thinking
Jawas,
Orko from He-Man, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another good one.
Unlike most Jawas, my eyes are slightly redder than the average. And on the
Don't
back
sleep
of my
much.
robe, there is a large starburst.
is that the Black Sun symbol?
No.
Would you like to describe that to them? Let our listeners know. What's a starburst?
A starburst, it's kind of like an explosion, only highly stylized.
Nice. So is it painted on, sewn on?
Yeah, it's very crude looking.
And we wouldn't see it until
Till I
you
turn
see-
around.
she.
You'd have no
All right,
idea.
until the
It's a
Jawa
Jawa.
turns around.
The Jawa.
I've
I'm
never
just
known
gonna-
the gender of any Jawa. I don't.
Well, it's because they never revealed
I
the
don't know either. And
I'm gonna look and be like, oh no, not another one. It's another Grist.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
No,
hide.
it's not. That's a Jawa.
What do
Wait,
you-
the Jawa's joining
wait,
us.
Wait, you're not a Jawa?
That's not what Jawa look like under their robe.
I just assumed.
What? No.
It's like
you,
the same height.
you actually hear Commander Talon. No, he is a squib. Did you not identify that as such?
I did. I mean, I told you guys.
Oh, deep sigh.
Team, you are no longer just a crew. You are a team now. Meet Jimothy. Jimothy, meet the rest of your team. Please introduce yourselves.
Locke, nice to meet you, Jimothy.
Ayo.
I'm Grist.
Victus.
Just because you're newer to us, would you guys like to describe how you look to help Jimothy know what you guys look like? And to help our viewers, it's been a season. So, Locke, what do you
I'll
look
start.
like?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a large, intimidating, athletic.
Just really handsome man.
Okay.
Very dark, tall, dark, and handsome.
More like Jason Momoa or The Rock. What do
So,
you
you know, so you have like a 6'2" Zabrak. He's got some hair in between his horns. His hair is like almost a stark white, kind of bleached white, and it's fairly long by Zabrak standards. Zabraks don't have facial hair, so his face is pretty much covered in sort of white tattoos. White tattoos go over the rest of his body, but that's kind of hidden by this brand new, shiny Black Sun plasteel riot chest plate that he's very proud of, and that's obvious, or at least that's the demeanor that's being presented. Rolled up sleeves of like a military, like a mechanic's jumpsuit kind of underneath it, and then you see like some wrist mounted gear. You're not really sure maybe what's contained in that. He carries 2 guns, a carbine and a slug thrower, and pretty gnarly thick-soled boots.
Grist is about 3 foot tall, blue to gray fur, but more blue than anything else. 14 earrings between the 2 ears. The ears are kind of squirrel-like with that raised point to the back of them. I'm basically wearing, at this point, I'm just pretty much wearing the loader harness, trunks, and boots. So, and I don't remember what I carry. I think I'm carrying my guns.
Yeah.
Not carrying the rivet gun, that's for darn sure. Oh, the holdout blaster.
Why don't you want to carry that?
I'm carrying the holdout blaster is what I'm armed with. But I'm not carrying it, I mean it's on me.
You don't want to carry essentially the small version of a hand cannon.
Right.
Guys, I'm walking around with a heavy artillery,
Yeah.
just nail gun
No
someone.
big deal.
So like for encumbrance, like you have a threshold, and
Yes.
then then your armor has encumbrance. But if you're wearing your armor, the encumbrance is not counted against
not
your
count
threshold,
against you.
right? So if my threshold for encumbrance is 9,
It takes away at least of that encumbrance of the armor by 3. So if you're wearing like a heavy like power armor, which there are sets like those, they tend to be like I think encumbrance 5. You
so
still have
some
weight
go
to-
over the 3. Okay. So if I have encumbrance 9 and I have a suit of armor with encumbrance 3, then I can carry
You still carry
an
9.
encumbrance 3 gun, an encumbrance 3 gun, and then 3 encumbrance worth of grenades.
Yes.
Okay. So for a total of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that is correct. Thank you for that.
And when you're saying 9, are you talking about your threshold?
My threshold is 9.
Okay, that's-
and
I was just trying to
all of
understand.
My weaponry adds up to 9 exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you are still unencumbered.
Is right as long
At
as my
10,
armor.
you'll go above.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that begins to slow you down and affect how you will have to take fatigue checks and blacks that are incurred. Black dice being the setback dice that add negatives and penalties for rolls, because essentially you're slower, heavier, tripping over your own weight.
My character is Twi'lek. I have reddish, orange-hued skin. I'm wearing a set of robes. Over the top of the robes, I have some padded leather armor, like over top, like where the straps, like over my shoulders, kind of keep the robes tight where they need to be, particularly around the waist and things like that. But underneath that armor is the robes itself. I have a vibro spear, which I walk around with if I'm not walking with it in combat. And I usually use it as like a walking stick, blade side up, obviously. And then my left entire arm is covered in medical bandages.
And last season, I can't remember. We did any of us see? Somebody saw into your arms, but did either Locke or I?
No,
Neither of
so-
us saw.
The Black Sun saw why you guys
Okay,
were
but
unconscious.
we still have not seen under the bandages. And the only time that I remember from last season when I tried to heal
the
you, you
first
were like,
session.
I'm fine, get away.
Correct. First
All right.
session, you asked, "Oh, let me help you." I'm like, "No, you can't help with this." That was the last we talked about it.
So, after you guys have introduced yourselves, Commander Talon will look at you. Jimothy, help acquaint your new team to the goings-ons of our organization. We're a little bit different than some of our others, where they are more loose, we're a little bit stricter. You are allowed, of course, your 3 weeks initiation of shore leave. Spend time with your crew, spend time with the organization, go back and visit family. Return to that, and new missions will be assigned towards you. Essentially, you guys have 3 weeks worth of downtime to get to know each other, hang out, practice skills, use resources, and kind of educate yourself and start learning about the organization and just improving yourselves overall. Out of character, this is you guys leveling up and explaining how come all of a sudden you're a lot better at what you do and how'd you get there. So, who would like to go? Jimothy, you've already been with the organization. Would you want to start us off and kind of like meet your team, or would you like your team to kind of start and like explain why you're with them? How do you feel like you'd like to move forward?
They can go.
Okay. So what would you do during downtime, and how would you start making yourself friendly with the team and the organization?
Who's going to the spa with me?
Is it an open question or is this targeted?
No, it's an open question.
That's being open.
You want to go down to the spa? They had like the
I
massages
have
and
other
stuff.
things to do. I appreciate the invite, though.
Victus?
Victus shakes his head and just walks away. Actually, he doesn't walk away. He approaches Jimothy.
I hear the sneers. Don't insult my people.
Is that a typical Jawa name?
Oh yes, they all start with J's.
Oh, they do?
Do you talk in Jawish?
Yeah.
Do you do the like,
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slips out
That
like a
was the
broken
other
accent.
question I
It's like
had.
Spanglish. It starts when you get
Inappropriate, gets frustrated and switches.
are excited about explosions.
Like, you're speaking English, but we're hearing Jawa in the world, right?
Yeah.
basic. You're
Okay.
speaking basic.
And
yeah.
well, okay, so this is where it gets a little nerdy. Is that Jawas typically communicate via pheromones and scents that other species can't pick up. So the Jawa'ese that you hear.
Might not be all words.
Well, no, the Jawa have developed a language that allows them to communicate with other species. So the stuff you hear in the movies and the TV show is for their benefit. And
That makes
not
sense.
native
I love that.
Jawa'ese.
That is awesome.
That is so. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So, Jimothy, to the spa?
No, I'm gonna do some target practice.
I'm still going to the spa.
Hey, you enjoy that, Grist.
Locke, where are you going?
You go join Jimothy for some target practice. Get to try out some of this new equipment.
Where is the targeting range? Is it near the armory? Because that was my first stop. But I do my objective over the 3 weeks is, and I'm attempting to be subtle in some ways here, but I do want to kind of ask some people that have been here that seem like they've been here for a while, and try to canvas and see if anybody knows anything about Six. So I want
Understood.
to find out if anybody knows what they did with her, what they did with her ship. Was, did they, or are they
Socks on
ransoming her? Are they, did she end up in a prison somewhere? That kind of thing.
All you care about is
So,
the fact that you have personal effects on the ship.
Going
Yeah.
with where is the range? The range is, you are correct, is in the armory. Like any good gun shop, you can always take some ammos and rounds. Go there. Essentially, the shop is that nice rectangle with the ordnance on the far right. There's actually a door leading back to the gun range. Jimothy, you've been with this organization. How long do you think you've been with the Black Suns in general and probably at this site?
Probably a year-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that they have multiple different types of targets. They have, of course, your basic hollow sight targets for those testing those rounds. They also have, of course, moving targets. They have droid targets to test for some of those ion weapons. And they also do have live targets to test for some of that more, well, can we say target practice. They are also moving targets if you allowed them to be unrestrained and run.
What do they use for live?
Asteroid rats. I don't know.
Gungan.
You guys,
no shooting.
are you curious? Because have you seen, would Jimothy have used a live target?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably blown up more than his fair share.
Jimothy, you know it's a mixture of some local place flora and fauna. The other thing is, some people are dissenters, fail. You know that people who you're like, hey, yeah, like this guy like was found to be a traitor of the Black Sun. You do what you do what you need to them. Man. So they are branded. So people who are branded by the Black Sun have it in the front of their forehead, so that everyone may know that they're traitors. If they happen to be caught, yeah, man, they're considered less than human or less than sentient. They are considered below animals. So if you want them to like run around, they'll release one. They may not have a ton, but they range for anything that can be a species in the Star Wars universe. You joined very bad people, guys.
Jimothy will stick with the droids.
Jimothy's not evil then.
No, he
You were
just
pretty excited earlier when he's like, "Oh, live targets." I blew a lot of shit up. I think were your exact
I was
words.
thinking womp rats
There's
and Minox, okay?
There's Walk Rats,
Renats.
Alphas,
That's what I was thinking.
Gizax,
sentient
those
beings.
frogs that breed like 100 an hour. Yeah, there's tons.
Yeah, those are Ibanakabuma. The
yeah.
other stuff are Nietakabuma.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah! Guys, that was awesome. I love that. God, I wish I could give like inspiration points. You know what? I'm gonna give it. Yeah. Good
You
to
can
know.
have an inspiration point. It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't mean anything. But know that,
Mine just says participant.
know that the dark side looks kindly upon you. Yes. So, Locke, are you gonna go shoot some droids?
What I want to, I mean, I do want to observe. What I want to do is I want to see like what kind of skills this little Jawa is packing. So like I want to kind of observe discreetly while I'm like talking to the armory guy, the quartermaster, or what have you.
How long are you guys down there? Do you envision hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Oh man, a good hour of exploding.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
You got to get 1 hour to warm up to the explosion. 1 hour.
This
to enjoy
is
the
what I'm
explosion.
asking. What do you guys envision?
Yeah. How long do you see yourselves busy?
Well, I want to impress them, so I think I'm just gonna, go big and go home.
Jimothy, here's the fun thing about you would know this, and that you can tell your fun compatriots when they join you to go to the gun range. As long as you're carrying ammo that is provided by this team, essentially you have unlimited ammo in here. They let you just practice and get better. They're like, yeah, go shoot targets, get better. But as soon as you start getting like specialized equipment that you customize or customize ammo, you have to give them time to purchase a large shipment of it. So essentially that becomes paid for ammo. So everything that is a low level kind of tier rarity, they can cover. So your explosives, are you dealing with just regular explosions, high explosives?
Basically, everything that I took was not on the restricted list.
Ooh,
So
okay, yeah.
I would imagine that these guys would have access to restricted equipment.
Yes.
But right now I've got ion and plasma grenades, fiber pistol, blaster pistol.
Okay.
So far.
Yeah. Essentially, that is the standard grenades.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll supply that all day for you.
Cool.
You ask them how many canisters do I need to like fill up a room, and they're like, how big's the room?
Awesome.
I'm going with him as well to the gun range.
All right.
And the reason I asked is after an hour, I'll have the towel wrap on my ears and head. And I'm going to come.
Your earrings are all clean.
Right. I'm going to come down in the robe and the slippers, but I'm going to go down to the gun range.
All right. Also, Ty, there
guys are
is a
missing it out in
section to the right. They also do have a melee combat corner section once you go into the gun range.
I will
You
be
take-
doing that over these next 3 weeks. That's probably where I'll spend the majority of my time, but I am just in the same mindset as Locke. I want to see what this Jimothy has to offer.
The Jawa. Yeah. All right. Bring it on, Jimothy. So you want to attack a droid. So you
Yeah.
guys
Hey,
into this
Jimbo.
range. There's a few other Black Sun,
in ya.
Black Sun shooting out targets. They don't seem to question you guys. At least Locke's like decked out in some armor. The rest of you are just still wearing your regular clothes. You haven't got your clothes rebranded.
They're with me.
While we're walking, I'm going to ask Jimothy, what's with the star explosion on the back there?
It represents my art of explosion.
All right. Intern, like, oh God, let's do this.
All right. So you guys enter. You can see that there's a few other people shooting. No one seems to bother you. Everyone kind of knows what's going on. There's different, like there's a Durasteel protection between, so you can just shoot down range. It goes quite a few yards back. So you just you see there's a console and it has kind of a screen where it shows like 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots as it gets bigger, and you know that you're like, hey, if I want the droids, you click the thing that looks like a gear, and you click how many you want to come up, and they're just say like, hey, you want 5 of them, you can get 5 of them.
Does it
Okay.
keep score? Is there like a high score chart?
When you look above you, there is actually the like bowling alley score
Yeah.
where it just tells you it tells you your stats. Like essentially, you guys haven't been given ID chips yet, so you can't plug in. Jimothy, you have an ID chip.
Okay.
Essentially, you just push that in as like my Chuck E. Cheese tokens, and you're like,
Welcome back, Jimmy.
everyone's like, oh, Jimothy's gonna get turkeys today. Nothing but turkeys today.
You shoot really well, and like tickets come out. Oh, geese.
All right, so Jimothy, what are you taking? What are you going in?
I'm winding up with one of my ion grenades on the pile of droids.
How many droids you want out there?
I think 4.
Okay. Yeah, as you do, you can see like in the center of the room, elevator like pulls up, lift pulls up. There's 4 essentially like old-fashioned separatist droids, like Roger. And they're like Roger. Oh no!
Bumping into each other.
Flee as they begin to like move and like separate. What are you doing?
This feels wrong.
I mutter, Duka. And then I wind up. What's the difficulty going to be?
So difficulty, you are attacking. This will be a 2 difficulty because they're at medium range. Or do you have like a gun to shoot this grenade, or are you throwing it?
I'm just chucking it.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
actually have the
Dude.
guns were all restricted, but
Yeah, that's fair.
we'll
That's
talk later.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta have goals, man.
I got 2 strain and 3 successes.
So grenade goes off. What did you throw? An ion grenade?
Yeah, I threw an ion grenade.
Does it have any special abilities?
Last 7 stun damage
Wow,
for droids.
Oh, stun damage for droids.
Yep.
Okay.
And it does 10 damage.
Yeah. So essentially.
They should be a crater.
Yeah, essentially you throw out this fun grenade. For those who've seen the stun grenade, it's not just like a grenade, it also has like that electric arc dome. Comes up, one of them's like, as it hits against the chest, it's like, no! As the other ones are like stop and look and go like, they like nod and they're like, uh-oh, roger, roger, as it explodes and there's nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. You can see their circuits light up. It's essentially you like rotted them with like an electric fence and they kind of like crumple, sizzling and smoking. That smell of burnt circuits and oil began to fill. You see little like medium-sized mouser droids come out and kind of start pushing it to the back.
I was thinking 2 Roger droids kind of come out and go, oh no, and then sweep them off.
They're not that
the
cruel.
field.
Jesus, they're not monsters. They're not going to make a droid kill its murdered cousins. No, these are like mouser droids. They're smart enough to be like, we deliver messages, please let us go. And they're like, get to it, kitties, like move through it. So yeah, they just push them back and you can essentially keep pulling up
All
these
right.
droids.
Jimothy cackles maniacally and gives a hearty ootini to the carnage.
Let's hear it. You can't just say gives a party,
Ootini!
Love it. All right, so for 2 hours you were just blowing up droids.
Dude, there we go. So an hour in.
Yeah. So Grist is over enjoying the hell out of this spa. Tell me, Grist, as you come into the spa, you can see that there's actually a droid, essentially personnel droid, C-3PO, essentially personnel droid sitting there. Welcome. What can we accommodate you with today?
Well, today, what I want to start with is a full shampoo and then upper body massage.
Of course. Would you like, what type of masseuse would you like to attend to you?
A good one?
Of course. Any other specifications? They're asking, do you want male, female, species?
He has no
droid?
idea.
Yeah.
I
So you
mean,
just want
unless he says, do you want a male or a female?
If
He's
you
going to be like,
If you look quizzical.
a good one.
Understood. Is there any other accommodations such as gender or species or robotics that you would prefer?
For a massage?
Of course. We want to cater to your needs.
Are others better than others? Like, who gives the best massage?
He's a droid. He
The
doesn't
quality is good, but our clientele sometimes prefer the physical touch of other species of certain ones.
Huh.
We wish to accommodate that.
All right, wait. I got this. Who do the most people ask for?
Ooh, good question. Joey kind of like takes a second, like leans back. You can see the eyes are like processing. God dang it. Yeah, now I gotta go make a prostitute masseuse here. Thanks. I appreciate
This is your fault.
That's what you get, Grist. What you want is what you get. Oh, what do I have in here? What would they be?
Need a Star Wars
No.
name generator?
No, I don't
always
need a name
Twi'lek.
generator.
I know it is.
It's not always Twi'lek. Actually, you know what? Just to screw. No, I'm not gonna do it just to screw with you guys and be like, it's an Ugnaught.
Oh my god.
Those big ham
Yes,
fisted-
please. Yeah, the pig creatures.
And
No,
Again,
Gans are
oh
also
yeah,
Gans.
those guys.
The torturer
they smell
comes in.
bad.
Hey guys.
Gand is what tortured Grist.
Broke my
Yeah.
nose. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
shocked me.
So it's the same guy. Another satisfied customer.
Oh god.
It's like working two
No,
jobs.
it's actually a female Cerulean, which are the ones with the like large heads.
Like the double brain ones?
Yeah, like the ones that have like it almost looks like ice cream cones.
Yeah, they have two brains.
Yes. Yeah, they actually do. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a female by the name of Celeste.
Okay.
Why am I writing this down?
Because clearly we're going to have to make her an important part of your support network now.
All right. So, well, she sounds wonderful.
All right. So, fun thing with that. So, essentially you come over, you see the droid kind of go like, head to table 2, and she'll be with you shortly.
Wait. The shampoo should probably be first, right?
She will attend to the masseuse full parlor massage. You will be getting a lathering, a rinsing, and of course,
okay.
a deep muscle and tissue massage.
Okay. Wait, where?
Table 2. Do you need to be walked to table 2?
Well, just point.
As it turns, as its droid hand, it's like that Lego hand. There. You can actually see like lights under the table.
So I'll go walk over there. How tall is the table?
You can see like it's definitely like above ear
Okay,
height.
does the table, as I'm looking at the legs, does the table look sturdy, like I can pull myself up to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right, I'll swing up to it.
I was imagining the female's gonna have to come and do like a barber chair and lock it for you.
No, I'll swing up to it.
Yeah, you can hop up. Are you gonna undress yourself?
I'm going to take my shoes off.
Okay. This woman shows up, of course, like everything. Their slave outfit consists of, yay, it's silk. For those who have seen 300, when they're like, we went to the mountain to talk to the oracles. It's that. You're like, wow, this leaves just enough to the imagination for all of us to understand that this is just PG-13 enough. Welcome. How may I assist you?
Well, so I'd like to have you do, he said you do this, a whole shampoo, and then the drying, and then the massage thing.
Of course. As she does, she sees that you have already removed your shoes. We will move the rest of the equipment that you have on you. I know Squib Fur has quite a
hold
few
up, blaster.
specialized oils for the body. I will make sure to attend with the proper lathering as to not cause any type of infection or discomfort.
I'm just like, my eyes are like wide as saucers. So with that, I will stand up on the table and undress.
Yeah, she'll actually undress you, and then essentially, you'll go through as she like. Your world was a little bit primitive,
Very.
but the fact that she knows about your specialized body and your oils because of like what you have. Hey, squibs have special like fur that allows them to smell.
Look with your special eyes, my brand.
L'Oreal, just for cats.
Just for squibs.
Just for squibs. Yeah, essentially, what makes her special and what you're kind of finding out, and which is in particular to Ceruleans, they are highly intelligent. They're pretty much like a walking library. So she can just hold conversations, and her soothing tones just make her like people very relaxed because she has this knowledge pretty much around every species to know like, hey, like these people have like tough scales. Like Trandoshans have terrible scales. You need to make sure you get rid of scale rot. Like she just seems to know what people need and how they need it. Yeah, essentially, if you didn't have strain, she would have restored it to full.
Perfect.
Because, you are getting an amazing massage, and she's talking to you, whatever you interest you, she seems knowledgeable about it.
So fast forward the hour when I'm, again, the ears and fur, everything's up in a...
He's like all zenned out, all like chill.
Up in my towel, I've got my white robe and my white slippers on, I'm going down to the armory.
Yep. As you leave, you see her like kind of like gently wave, see you again.
Oh,
it was a
thanks,
pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.
And then you can see the droids like, you have 57 more requests.
To her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Poor woman.
All right, so
busy every day.
The armory.
Yeah.
Is everyone still down there?
Yes, this would have been an hour in, so... Jimothy, you've been having fun. How much do you think you've been blowing up stuff? Well, from a scale to 1 to 10, how much have you been hitting?
Probably a 10.
Okay. Guys, you've just been watching her blow up. It's like watching someone just bowl a perfect game every time. Do you want to join in as well? Would you have tested out your own things?
It's crazy. It never seems to get tired of that. Just keeps going and going and going.
I imagine she like throws one, then throws two. She's like, watch this. Covers eyes, like throws it.
I'm doing different poses.
Yeah. She's like, watch this one. Back. Guys, this one wasn't even my dominant hand.
Going the ricochet off the wall.
And I hold out one of the grenades and I go, Ashuna?
Why not? So, is it an ion grenade?
Yeah, you give an ion grenade.
Yeah, so I'll set up and kind of check the distance a little bit and chuck the grenade at the...
Give me that 2 difficulty. That's the 2 purple D8s.
And what do you roll for this? Is this demolition? Or
it's agility.
Agility?
Yeah.
But there's no
ranged light.
Oh, okay. No, so, okay, I don't have any range light. 1 and 1 advantage.
1 success, 1 advantage.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, grenades going off. By this point, like, you literally hear the droids like crackling, like as the elevator keeps coming up and the Mouser droids keep pushing them out. You hear the droids are shaking. They're like, "No, don't make me go! No!"
It starts getting worse.
Dude, you've blown up. Essentially, you hit 10. That's if you're popping out 5 droids a turn. That's 50 droids. You guys have just like are like, yeah, screw it. We don't care.
Single-handedly destroying all of the droids march.
By this point, like, you can hear like above your scoreboard, like there's like a ring like next to it, and you know you've had this before, Jimothy.
Please, God, no.
The mechanic, the Bith mechanic, Gore Thurna. He's your droid specialist. Calls like you hear like over the beep. We buy wop 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 whip yep wop wop. As you're hearing, it's essentially coming over basic. Gosh dang it, Jimothy! Stop ruining my droids!
Almost Satarita!
No, I don't care that it's some type of art. My droids are art. You're just a mess maker. And you're making a huge mess of my droids. Now you fix this, and you stop that, and I ain't putting none of these up.
Duke.
Yeah. See what happens after that.
And suddenly the elevator comes up empty.
Yeah. There's just one. It's just like shaking. Looks both ways, and it's like, Roger, as it kind of like sinks back down. Good job.
So
guys.
did the Jawa make a high score? Do you get to put in your initials into the...
Yeah, essentially you helped her get the highest
Like,
score.
so she gets the high score, and then she just puts her initials in, and we look, and they're all her.
She's like ASS.
Yeah, exactly. You're all ASS.
It's like all is.
Everyone in the entire base just does
Yeah.
I imagine, like, would you like that to be what it is, Jim? You're the high score champion. No one, because you're the only person on this base who's like, nah, man, only explosions. Everyone's like, no, you have a blaster and you bring explosions for problem solving. You're like, yeah, and there's no problem that can't be solved with a high amount of ordnance.
Sure.
All right, it's just ASS.
Yeah, all the top 10 spaces are all ass.
I imagine someone probably even gave you one. It's like the little Jawa, like they just made a small version of you with like the explosion, and then it's her coming out being like Houdini, and just like, Houdini. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you guys come up. You guys smell this like strange like well shampooed wet cat rabbit thing.
I would. All right. So I have always been clean, not fastidiously so, but I have always been clean.
Yeah.
I brush.
Yeah.
I mean, other than when I get locked into, in a guest room.
Yeah.
I am very clean.
I imagine, you use the refresher.
spend
but
a
like,
large portion of my day brooding on it.
I'm not saying you're dirty. I'm saying
I'm thinking it's
I'm saying-
effervescent, not patchouli.
Exactly.
Do you lick yourself regularly?
No.
Is that,
No.
He uses the
I'm
refresher.
not a cat.
He uses the refresher
He's
like
a
a
Jawa,
proper
guys.
Sentinel.
No, I'm not a freaking Jawa. Sorry about that. I'm not a Jawa.
I imagine what it is like you use the refresher, but none of you are really buying shampoo. Like that's a very expensive item.
That makes sense.
Like you have to remember, buying like one food ration, so that's one meal is like 100 credits. It is expensive as hell to be poor in this world, which is why most people join syndicates or government organizations, because essentially like what's being happened, things are provided for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, again, like going to like Andor. It sucks to be poor, but if it's great if you belong to something. So yeah, so like someone
I
had
think
enough
it's
money.
some kind of essential oil.
Yeah, yeah. Essentially, that's what she wouldn't have used like a lather, because like she would have used oils to help complement yours and like, restore and stop split ends. And,
Right,
like,
exactly.
infections. Yeah,
Suave.
yeah. It's a subtle small hint.
Or
this would-
Pantene.
Yeah. All right. So Grist, are you still? You didn't even get dressed. You just have your clothes on.
Well, I've got the nice bathrobe. I've
Yeah.
got the white slippers, and I've got the thing around my head. I just wanted to go see what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, are you guys shooting
Grist.
or blowing stuff up?
Get a load of this guy. I mean,
Yes.
you see those top scores? Look at that thing.
Whose ass? Oh,
It's initials, guys.
oh, very cool. Like they're all yours. The Jawa's that good?
It's pretty good. I mean, what should we refer? What should we?
Jimothy stands very proudly and kind of tilts his
Um,
face.
yeah. So, Jimothy, can you do anything else?
I don't understand the question.
Let us is there.
Okay, you'll fit in perfect. I can take care of all the rest.
So after a fun, couple of hours of explosions, what are the rest of you up to? How are you progressing? How are you learning new skills? What is 3 weeks looking like for this team?
I think I do want to spend some time as well on the shooting range, working on my ranged skills. I do want to spend some time getting to know the other people that are stationed here and trying to build some rapport with some of them in order to figure out if I can learn anything about 6. So in that way I would buy some streetwise or maybe some skullduggery. I'm not really sure what would canvassing be.
So just kind of talking to people in general. Are you trying to
just kind of like small talk type stuff? Like, did you guys hear about the princess? Or anybody? I know what they did with her. Or like, what happened about
general
that?
friendship is charm. Leadership would be like trying to develop that, like camaraderie, negotiation. If you're trying to haggle prices,
I'm really just trying to see if we can get any leads on her whereabouts without becoming too obviously investigative.
Give me a 4 purple difficulty charm check to learn about 6.
Not the most charming.
Were you asking basically what does it look like for spending our experience?
Yes. Yep. That's essentially. So this is downtime. This is explaining how you get better. So
my intention is to pick up some more of the force powers, but is there a way to raise your characteristics?
Only by getting
skills. You buy skills in your class tree. They're usually at the bottom of the tree, and they raise.
It's called. You have one at the bottom. It's called
dedication.
Dedication allows you to increase 1 characteristic.
Yeah.
And the skills we're talking about would be for my Sentinel Shadow.
Yes.
So I will probably be buying skills. I also intend to do Underworld. So I'm looking at doing what Locke's doing, but in a different way. Not necessarily by computer, but by the same thing he's doing, carousing, talking with people.
Understood. Locke, your skill.
So I got 3 threats. 3 threats is it? Yeah. 3 threats.
So essentially, how I would imagine that looked is you're kind of talking to different people, local, other initiates. Are you going to talk to any of the big people like the?
No, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to tip
droid,
my hand.
Technician.
That might be what I'm really after here. I just want to sort of get a general feeling for like what's well known across like the Gen Pop here about what happened to her.
Essentially, you're like, yeah, we came with Pauline, and they're like, you did, and you're like, where did she go? And they're like, that's an interesting question. And then essentially, most of them just leave. The best you get out of this is someone's like, hey man, don't look into the past. It's only looking forward here.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. I'm just curious. I mean,
yeah, the initiates wouldn't be knowledgeable enough to give you what you want to know.
Yeah, I guess I was hoping that I just stumbled across somebody that might have something to do with her relocation or her ship or like one of the engineers that worked on her. Something.
I would say that, but the reason is because you're like a couple of days into it.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to the new guys.
Yeah, for sure. Once you earn some rep and a name, and they kind of are a little bit more loyal to you.
It's gonna be a long kind.
Yeah, and so you're working on weapons skills as well.
Yeah, I haven't quite totally picked my advancements, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do like some ranged heavy and some skills from the bounty hunter tree.
Are you going to talk to anyone, your new commander or anybody, about kind of like life? Because remember, I did
want to check in with Amina at some point, but that might be better saved for like an actual conversation, because I was intrigued by the fact that she had a Iridonian name, and I want to investigate what that's about. But that's sort of a secondary goal.
Victus, what do you got?
So yeah, Victus would spend most of his time training in the physical, chamber, probably against like a training robot, just to practice his footwork and physical fitness. But in the evenings, I'm assuming this place has an archives or some kind of data place.
That would be up in the comms. There's also, in the section of comms, there's a archive section.
Okay. Is there like an incognito mode on these computers?
Not for initiates. You gotta earn a few ranks before you can look up,
I'm not looking up anything like naughty. I'm not doing that kind of business.
What?
This is PG-13 podcast, my friend. No, this is something if people saw me looking up history on certain aspects, They might draw attention to that, but I think I would go on regardless. But if I could make the thing to keep it from people from noticing, then I will not.
Do you have any like hacker
Nope.
equipment? Any
Not at
skills?
all, and I was never trained in
Yep.
that.
Then you only know enough that you're like, I should search, and I just got to be careful about how I phrase things.
Right.
Planet where Sith came from.
I mean, if Victus would mention that to Locke, then Locke would gladly help him. But,
Victus,
but
would
that's
you talk to your?
I mean,
your-
I trust Grist and Locke at this point. I mean, this Jimothy is still a little new.
the jury's still out.
No, I like
Jimothy
it.
also has several ranks in computers. So.
Well, that's my mistake.
Pause.
Jimothy
Here's what
has
I
several
love.
ranks,
Here's
so
what I
that's gonna
imagine.
help
You
more
guys
than
are
me.
doing things. Jimothy, are you kind of an outgoing person? Like, would you want to hang out with your crew? Like, do you think it was
Now
like
that you
a
know that
duty?
we are your crew,
Well, you're
Yeah,
not like not even because you're not a crew. You're a team. So do you feel like they're close enough, or do you think it's your duty or obligation to get them into the family, into the organization?
I think I would want to pursue that, definitely.
I imagine Jimothy's kind of following you guys around, being like, "What are you guys doing? Is it blowing up something?" And you're like, "Knowledge," and it's like, "Excellent."
I'm blowing up knowledge.
So the other thing that I'm wondering too, as we're doing this, Grist would be used to staying on the ship,
Yeah,
and we have a new ship, which means a new home.
yeah.
Is there ever anything said? I mean, like, I go in the my imagining as I go down to the mess hall, I get my food, and I walk it back up to the ship and eat in the ship.
You guys do know that in the barracks you have assigned beds. There is quite a few other initiates, so you guys are kind of hot bunking it at times. Essentially, when people are out on missions, there's a lot more free space. You know that in the hangar there are sub-hangar bays where essentially ships are pulled to store and repair. If you want to eat on your ship, it's great. No other initiate has a assigned ship. The only people who get assigned ships are the wing commanders and the wing teams, which are the starfighters. And then the main smugglers all have their own like personal ships. There's essentially some just generic runners. But you guys were given like a very special privilege, and people would remark on it. They're like, "Yeah, man, if you're gonna eat the ship." But like, people are both a little jealous and a little bit respectful because they're like, "Hey, man, like, most of us get in. Like, you have to have done something to get."
Oh, we did something.
Yeah, and they would definitely try to be like, they wouldn't be trying to be your friends, but they would definitely be very wary. Where they're like, if they see you going off, they're like, "Oh, have a good one." But if you sit around the table, they would be like, "Hey, do you mind if we sit with you?" Like, and they're not gonna like clearly hint at it. They're like, "Yeah, it must be nice." Like,
Well, unless, and again, not Jimothy, but unless the other two say, Grist, where you're going, or eat with us, or something like that, at meal times, that's what he's going to do, but he's not studying because what he's doing is getting used to the ship. He imagines he's going to need to be the pilot. So that's the other thing I'm going to be doing. I don't know how far 45 experience points goes, but we'll find out.
pretty far. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Pretty far. The other fun thing is you guys belong to a criminal organization.
Yeah.
If none of you really want to be the pilot, here's the fun thing. There are droids.
I think
none of you have
yeah.
talked to our droid person yet.
Yeah.
And hell, you have support crew. As you guys level up in duty with the Black Sun, you can earn ranks. Using that to buy trainees. You can literally pay to have your coworkers be like, "Yeah, fly me." This is the fun part. So for those who play the Age of Rebellion, this is one of the fun benefits of having duty is you can use it to be like, "Yeah, I need X-Wings. Don't ask questions." And they're like, "All right, man, you've earned enough rep with us. Yeah, here's 4 X-Wings. Just return them in best condition. If not, well, we get it."
Okay.
So that's the beauty of getting. So the better you are with these people, the more you like support the cause, the more cool stuff you get to do.
That's awesome.
All right. So we have training, knowledge, experience. Jimothy pretty much following around and being.
Yeah,
friendly.
I also want to talk about requisitioning some of those grenade launchers.
And if Jimothy comes on the ship, I mean, I'm going to be wary,
Yeah.
but in the guise of showing Jimothy around.
Gotcha.
Oh, you want to go in there? Wait, let me show you.
Right. Jimothy, we will have a talk with your requisitions officer. But that'll be for another time because that's where we are tonight. I just want to make sure we respected your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Jess,
All right,
awesome to
thank
have
you.
Thank you, guys, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to comment on our podcasts or email us directly at ncrpproductions@gmail.com. That's ncrpproductions@gmail.com. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, MD Parker 4, Chef Francis, Crowman76, Loading Mad Cat, M. Coling, November Stevenson, Baron Ikanu, and Rosix13. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it.